So those are the 4 areas of responsibility. Usually people have questions of what kind of time commitment can I expect, and that really varies depending on how much you want to do. So what I will say is, on the high end, you might expect to do 5 hours of work a week. So we put out 90 minutes to 100 to 2 hours of material every week, so it means that you're doing every piece of content at the pace you did it originally. So let's say during 2 hours of that, you've got a 75-minute call, you're doing some prep for that call, and you're coming to the weekly moderator calls. Let's say you're also answering some email. That might look like 4 to 5 hours of work a week. In reality and in truth, I rarely find that people are working that hard. It usually looks more like 3. 2 you can potentially get away with. That means you're doing very little of the work and there isn't a ton of email that you're answering with people, but you're doing some of the work, you're coming to 1 or 2 moderator calls, and you're definitely doing your call. So I would say 2 hours minimum, you're barely getting by. 3 hours is very comfortable. You can do a good chunk of the content, you can come to a couple of the moderator calls and do your call, especially when you're not facilitating, that's especially possible. In the first couple of weeks, you will find you're the busiest. That's when people are asking you lots of questions. How do I get on? What does this mean? And you're facilitating, so you're probably going to spend a little extra time preparing yourself, going through the content, going through the discussion guide, and preparing yourself to do a great job. So somewhere I would say between 3 to 5 hours is probably what you'll do. We've asked moderators, what feedback or what suggestions would you give to future moderators, and over again, their main thing they say is listen deeply. And what I usually sort of notice in myself, and that I suggest people do, is really turn up your intuition. It's easy in these conversations, especially if you don't agree with people, that your mind and your intellect are really get sort of honed. And that's fine, but really cultivate your intuition. What does this group need? What's the feeling and the quality of this group right now? Is there a flow happening? What can you do to impact that flow? It doesn't mean that you have all of the answers, but that you are really grounding in a space to really hone in on your intuition. I trust your facilitation skills. I trust your intellect, your emotional intelligence. Open yourself up to something even bigger to really feel what your group needs at any given point. Okay, so I think that's it. What you can expect from here is an announcement of who is in your group. We try and get that to you by Thursday, Friday at the very latest. That will tell you the times that I'm actually going to need you. But what I ask, and in that announcement, I'll also share a spreadsheet that's going to have the list of your participants along with their email addresses. So that's what you're going to use to send to your people. It will also include a template that you can use or riff on of how to introduce yourself and what to say. I ask that you wait to introduce yourself until Saturday. And the reason is, invariably what happens is people need to change. A moderator's schedule changes, so now I got to flip everybody around. So the dust really settles by Saturday, by I would say Friday afternoon. So you'll know hopefully by Thursday. Sit on it, get yourself ready, and don't introduce yourself until Saturday. By Saturday, the dust is settled and you'll be good to go. So keep in touch if you need anything at all. We are poised and ready to address any of the questions that you've got. In the meantime, I wish you lots of luck. I send you lots of love. Bye-bye.